Welcome back to another episode of Up Close. This week you're with Omar Hassan and Abduljabar. We're here to talk about some practical steps on how to maintain a positive mindset. Now, a lot of people say it's okay, stay positive, or make sure you have a positive outlook, but they don't give you practical steps on how to actually become a person who looks at things positively or has a positive mindset. So I want to talk about that today. Give the viewers some practical steps.
Yeah, because it's very difficult to get someone that's very negative minded. They always look at the glass half empty type. It's very hard to get them to change perspective. And a lot of it, it's similar to sports. So in sports, they always have routines to get them in the right same mindset as they practice. So if you're shooting free throws, if you're doing that, they'll do a routine so that they lock in their focus. And it's just saying things over and over in your head. Like, it's all right, we got this, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to overthink it. Always focus on the positive, because your mind wanders, and that's when it gets really bad. When you start thinking and you start going that spiral down the hole, you're gone. So you want to really try to cut it off by forcing yourself to think positively. Start going, oh, it's not worth it. Road rage. What's the point? No need. He's a dick. Let it go.
Kind of like talk yourself out of it.
Talk yourself out of it. That's a big one. And the second one is just your environment. Changing your environment is huge. If you got those friends that are negative, you can't be around them. You can't, because it's, like I said, the environment will affect you. If people are always being nagging, if you're stuck in your room all day, and if you look at depression, which is a big one, because people that are depressed, they always stuck in that mindset.
Yeah.
And for them, if you look at the medical ways for a person that's depressed to get out of it, is to do the complete opposite of what they want to do. They want to stay in, not be around people, stay negative. You got to do the complete opposite. So that's why it's so hard to move it, and that's why the repetition really helps. You got any points?
Yeah, I think that was very key. That was probably one of my points, is mixing with positive people, because, a lot of these characteristics will rub off onto you. So if you're mixing with positive people and you're a negative person, eventually it's going to rub off onto you and you'll start to see things a little bit more different. I would say if you're someone who's constantly negative and finding it very hard to find a situation where it's negative, to find positivity in a negative situation on a daily basis consistently, I would say wake up in the morning and just pep talk yourself. Like, say, look, if one negative situation approaches me today, this is how I'm going to react, and give yourself practical steps to stay positive. So for one, I'm not going to react. I'm just going to stay silent. I'm not going to give back any negativity or whatever. Let it just
put fuel on the fire.
Yeah, exactly. The other one is maybe approach it with a smile. I'm angry. I want to get angry, but just smile. That might actually change your internal as well. So just pep talk yourself in the morning. The other thing I find is if you're grateful in the morning. Yeah. Like if you wake up with a sense of gratitude, like wake up and just say, Alhamdulillah, or thank God, praise God, or
you woke up.
You're thankful for the fact that you're awake, that you've got family, if you have family, that you've got certain things in your life. Find 2 or 3 things every morning to just say, or even just one thing to just say, I'm thankful for this today, and use that as your anchor on a daily basis. So if something negative, if something negative happens, just say, well, at least I still got this. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. To add on to yours is build a routine. A lot of people that are negative or thinking bad is because things are not in order. Things aren't going smoothly because they don't have a plan. Because a lot of the times when things go astray is when you start thinking negatively. And the also thing, when people that are mostly negative tend to not know themselves or what they want as much. Because if you know yourself a lot and your tendencies and stuff like that, you can really control your emotions. Like, I know that if I respond to this person, he's going to say something to make me really mad. So I know myself. And then sometimes I do it myself. I know that I have limits and I'll leave. Right before the limits get there, I'm going to go put myself in an environment that's positive. A lot of people, like you said, try to seek that. They have the frown on their face. Well, what are you looking at me for? Just saying nothing, walking away, then frowning back at him is going to start an altercation. Yeah. So that's episode 1. We always go back to that power of thought.
Absolutely, man. It's just, I would say probably as the last one would be exercise. Get into the habit of exercise, because once you exercise, and we spoke about this in the past couple of up close episodes, is the idea of exercising and eating healthy foods, because a lot of these things affect the internal, but also reflect on the outside, how you're feeling, your emotions, and your mental state and your body. So
they're drained and everything all day.
Exactly. The more energy you have, the more physically fit you feel. the more healthier you feel, the more happy you're going to be, and the
just-
less likely you're going to attract negativity. And when it does come, you're going to be in a better position
to handle that.
Yeah, to handle that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for your episode, for your tips. Hopefully the viewers would have picked up some very informative tips. But inshallah, stay tuned for next week's episode, inshallah.